Welcome to Inside Bobcat Athletics. I'm Brittany Garcia. Spring semester has started, so baseball and softball will be in full swing. Inside Bobcat Athletics will be right back after this. Welcome back. We're switching gears to softball. Here's Brent Freeman talking to head coach Ricky Woodard.
Thanks, Brittany. Here we are at the pavilion located at Bobcat Stadium, which does house some events during the football season for halftime and pregame. It also houses events for the other teams here at Texas State. And today it's housing our chance to talk with Bobcat softball coach Ricky Woodard. We're going to be talking about the start of the season for the Bobcats and look ahead to the rest of the 2015 year. Coach, coming off the season opening tournament this past weekend here in San Marcos, you win 3 out of 5, won your first 3, a couple of tough losses to end things, but you scored 44 runs in the 5 games. A lot of offense, the bats were hot. What was your overall take from the tournament to open things up?
Well, you're exactly right. We put up a lot of numbers, and so you'd like to get another win out of that. When we got the first 3, I thought, okay, we're sitting in a pretty good spot. So we really needed to pull out Sunday's win. I felt like to keep us in a good spot, but it wasn't a bad start considering all the amount of young players we're putting on the field and people without college experience. Really, it wasn't a bad start. What we did learn is we're going to have to put up a lot of numbers to win ball games, and it's pretty much that way across the country right now. Well,
you mentioned the youth on this softball team, but it was your young players that really stood out in the season opening tournament, particularly Ariel Ortiz, a freshman from Waxahachie. You look at her numbers: 11 to 17, 9 extra base hits, 3 homers, 7 RBI. Finished with an OPS of over 2,300. I mean, that's quite a way to get things started in your Bobcat career.
Yeah, she made me look really good, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, no, she had a great opening weekend. It doesn't get any better than that. When you're a freshman and you're our leadoff hitter and people are walking you, intentionally walking you by the second and third game of the weekend, you know you're in a pretty good spot. She was fun to watch this weekend. I think she's going to be fun to watch for 4 years. Do I think she's going to be able to put up those numbers every weekend? Probably not in our ball game, but she has been really fun to watch, and it's been exciting to have her around. She works hard. She gets after it every single day, so it's nice to see that pay off.
Now, you mentioned the walks. The team had 29 in the 5 games compared to only 10 strikeouts. You hit 350 as a team, so yes, Ariel had a phenomenal debut, but the team as a whole hit the ball really well.
Right, we were real pleased. One of the biggest things we've talked about with this group is we want our walks to outweigh our strikeouts, and I think we did a really good job of that. In fact, before you take Sunday out of the picture, and we even had fewer strikeouts. Our last, I think, 2 hitters of the game on Sunday struck out. So you could tell we kind of just weren't in our mode on Sunday to where we're going to have to be, which some of that has to do with youth, because it's been a long weekend. You're on game number 5, and you have to grind it out. And so that's what we're going to have to figure out how to do. We can put up the offensive numbers if we'll grind it out every day.
Well, speaking of freshmen, Randy Rupp, her debut against Sam Houston, complete game, shutout. She did not give up any earned runs in the game. Struck out 7, no walks. It was a tough final 2 games though for her and the pitching staff as a whole. I know you're looking for more out of them. What did you take overall from the pitching in the first 5 games?
Well, unfortunately, we took out the same thing we did last year. If we keep the ball in the ballpark, we're going to win ball games. The other thing we learned is that we can't pitch Randy as much as we did. One of our pitchers came up with an injury and wasn't able to pitch at all this weekend, so that kind of put us behind the 8 ball in our game plan, and we had to kind of switch things up. But you know, it's not fair for us to do that to Randy, and so I think by Sunday she just was out of gas. You know, if you look at the difference between her Friday night to Sunday afternoon, there wasn't any comparison in the type of pitcher she's going to be. So we're excited to have her. She's going to be fun to watch. You know, when she learns how to set up hitters a little bit better, I think you're going to see her do a whole lot of great things from the mound. She had, still in the game she lost on Sunday, I think she ended up with 9 strikeouts, and so she's gonna give us a lot of outs that we're gonna have to take advantage of early in the game.
Another tournament coming up this weekend, Coach, right here at Bobcat Ballpark. You're going to play Texas Tech 3 times, open the tournament against Grand Canyon, throw in a game against UTSA. What are you looking out of your softball team this weekend?
Well, we're hoping that we learn something. You know, this month is all about learning, and what you talked about, the youth of this team, they have to learn. They have to learn quickly before we get into conference play the first weekend of March. And so that's what we're hoping happens this weekend, is that we're able to put 5 solid games together, not just the first 2 or 3, but that by Sunday afternoon we're still the same team that we were Friday night. And that's probably the biggest thing. Other than that, we're going to stick to our game plan. We didn't feel like we did a bad job sticking to our game plan, and when we did, we were successful and won ball games. So we're hoping this weekend we can carry that over for 5 games instead of just a couple of games.
All right, Coach. Well, again, winning 3 out of 5 to open things up. Big tournament coming up this weekend, then 2 tournaments coming up on the road after that, and then Sun Belt play begins. Best of luck in the 2015 season.
Thank you, Brent.
All right, more Inside Bobcat Athletics coming up.
Hey Bobcat fans, Saturday is our pink game.
Hey Bobcat fans.
February is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Hey Bobcat fans.
Saturday is our pink game. Come out and support. Hey Bobcat fans.
Saturday is also Valentine's Day.
Saturday, February 14th, 2 p.m. against Georgia State.
Purchase tickets at txstatebobcats.com.
Or call 512-245-2272. Come out, show your support while we're playing for a great cause.
Eat 'em up, Cats.
Welcome back. Brent Freeman caught up with pitching coach Jeremy Feekach to preview the upcoming baseball season.
Thanks again, Brittany. And once again, we're here at the Pavilion just outside of Bobcat Stadium, and we've gone from talking about softball now to the Bobcat baseball program. And joining us is pitching coach Jeremy Feekach. And Coach, getting ready for UC Davis on Friday to start the 2015 season. I know it's been kind of a trying past several months for the baseball program with everything going on with Coach Harrington. If you can describe the emotion of this baseball team going into the season opener.
For sure, and you know, we share and we've been in support of Coach Harrington and everything that's going on. It has been an emotional time when we sit there and we talk about it. I understand the struggles of what he's going through, and our team does. As far as chemo and radiation, it's not fun. And the one thing that I will tell you, Coach has never complained a day about what's in front of him, and I think he's as mentally tough as anybody because he's come to the park as often as he can, and you know, with good spirits and trying to show our guys that he's around if they need him.
Well, I know that for him and for you as a staff and for the players to simply get on the field, take on an opponent, has to be some form of relief. For sure, and that'll be the thing. We're going to put him in our hearts, and you know, I think he's going to be at the game, and we'll represent him and what he stands for. And this team's going to hustle. They're going to compete, and there's no question in my mind they're ready for Friday. It's been a long fall and a very long spring. Practicing against each other, and the time's come, and I know these kids are ready. The Texas State community is so supportive of Bobcat baseball here. A lot of great crowds. You look at the schedule, 13 of the first 16 games at home right here in San Marcos. What a great way to start the season. It is. The good thing about it is we play well in our own ballpark, and so I think it's going to give us an opportunity to be successful early, which I think every team in the country wants to get off to a good start. We're no different. Yeah. And
we've created a great atmosphere. Our fans do an unbelievable job getting behind our kids, being loud. They understand the game. There's a knowledge to the game with our fans, and it's important to us.
Yeah, you went 22-8 at home a year ago. So we mentioned you're the pitching coach here at Texas State. You get to work with Lucas Humple, the preseason Sun Belt Conference Pitcher of the Year. This is a tough league to pitch against some of the hitters in the Sun Belt Conference. You look at a guy like Humple, the ace of your staff, that Friday starter. How important will it be for him to set the tone in these series?
For sure, you always want to win game one, and that's the way we approach things. The way Coach has us approach things is it's one day at a time, it's one moment at a time, it's one game at a time. And you know, Lucas is an ultra-competitive kid. Sometimes it's to a fault because he gets too geared up for the moment. But with maturity and with time, I think he's going to give us great opportunity. You're very right. That's a very offensive league. I think a lot of the parks that we play in set up for it to be offensive leagues. Why I think Lucas Humple will be successful, he has angle to his fastball, which prevents us from being elevated. He can throw off speed for strike, and he's a plus changeup guy. Right. And so when you put that together and you locate and you pitch, he can go into any park and beat any team.
How do you feel about the lineup, the hitting for the Bobcats this season?
I think it's going to be physical, and I don't want to draw comparisons to 2009 when you had Goldschmidt, Lofton, Spencer Dennis, Keith Prestridge, guys on those lines, but they're similar. If you make a mistake, which we've done in inter squads with our pitching staff, this team has the ability to put runs on the board immediately. We have guys that can drive the ball over the fence. We have guys that can drive the ball into gaps. And that's something that I think we've lacked in the last couple years. But we're more athletic, we're physical, and I look for us to put up runs. We're going to be offensive this year.
Great schedule, as I mentioned before, and you've opened against UC Davis. California college baseball has always been really good. What are you looking to get out of this season opening series this weekend?
You know what? Let's compete. Let's go in there and let's compete and let's play hard for each other. That's kind of been the one MO for us throughout this process. Is let's do this together. And I can't tell you whether we're going to win or lose. I like our chances, and I like the fact that we are playing a California team that's been outside. They're going to do a lot of things probably in the small ball, be very disciplined, be very fundamentally sound, to where we're going to have to earn each win. Nothing's going to be handed to us. We're not bringing a cold weather team down here that's been indoors. And so we're going to gather a lot of information from where we stand as a baseball team.
All right, Coach. Go get them Friday. We'll see you first pitch at Bobcat Ballpark.
Thank you, Brant.
All right. More Inside Bobcat Athletics coming up.
Thank you for watching Inside Bobcat Athletics. I'm Brittany Garcia. See you next time, and go Bobcats.